I want to let you know I'm in Los Angeles, so I apologize for the backlight and all of that. But I'm in LA for a week, and I'm meeting with some amazing, amazing women. This week, I was so very honored. Myself and my friend Bernice Ross were interviewed by Leslie Appleton Young, and it was such a good time. I'll be talking about that more as the weeks come by. It was just an amazing conversation. These two women, I know I've known them for years. And it's just, they're magical and they're smart and they're astute. And we talked about what it's like to be 70 or more. So it is very appropriate that I'll be bringing you more about that. But right now, what I'm doing is I was part of an amazing article that Bernice Ross did for Inman News. If you're not familiar with Inman, Inman's kind of like the Wall Street Journal for the real estate industry. It was called Success Strategies from 11 of Real Estate's Female Leaders. And I can assure you that these women, I've known most of them for quite some time. And I can assure you that even though they were talking about success strategies for real estate, most of the things apply for our personal lives as well as for our businesses. So today I am highlighting, I interviewed Barbara Betts. This has been probably about 4 years ago now. I need to rerun that video of her because she had some amazing information. And she is the broker owner of a company called the RE Collective, and has been on the speakers circuit and just done a lot of really, really wonderful things. And here, a couple of years ago, she has an autoimmune disorder that has caused her to lose her hair. And she had the situation for many years, and with the help of her family, decided to become a full-time wig wearer. So she talks about challenges of going public with different kinds of things. Maybe you don't have that particular problem, but maybe you have another type of issue that is hard for you to be in public. I think the best thing to do for that is to talk about it, which she does. She does Facebook posts all the time talking about what she's doing and how she's getting over it. So she said the challenge was, should she go public? Her friends advised her it's nobody's business. But Beth says, I needed to go public for me so I could own this process. Here's what she learned from the experience that can help you in your business in 2022 or in your personal life. The very first thing she talks about is being authentic. She said, and that was the reason that she needed to go public. She explains that the first thing she teaches agents who want to grow their business using social media is you must be authentic, genuine, truthful, and trustworthy. That is true whether you're talking about social media, whether you're trying to have a conversation with your kids, whether you are, whatever you're doing. Being authentic and being honest and truthful with yourself, first of all, but with others, second of all, is really key importance with how you're going to live your life. You can't really live your life by design unless you are authentic, unless you are absolutely truthful about who you are in your own mind as well as others. So she also goes on to say, no one is perfect. When you can admit that there's something wrong with you and that you're not perfect, it's easier for others to connect with you because they are not perfect either. None of us are perfect. I always teach that if you're going to be a strong leader, I call it a kick butt leader. If you're going to be a strong leader in your life as well as your business, that you have to absolutely admit when you have made a mistake or that something isn't quite right. Be authentic about it and own it. Because what that does is allows others around you to know that they can also be authentic and admit their mistakes or something that's not perfect about them. You know, perfection, there's really no such thing as perfection. And all that does is drive us into things that we shouldn't be doing. It takes us to extremes. She also goes on to say, authenticity is different from relatability. Now that's key. She says relatability is based on shared characteristics such as being a mom, having 2 kids, that we're all human, and having emotional scars. The reaction to Beth's decision to be vulnerable and share what she experienced was overwhelmingly positive. She received a slew of messages. Women were were having conversations with her and sharing that their moms, aunts, cousins, and friends all suffered from it too. And I actually know of another woman in Awesome Females that also has the same autoimmune disorder. So, what is so authentic and being 100% pure and vulnerable? Actually, yesterday, or when we did the interview, we talked a lot about being vulnerable. And I think that's one of the lessons you learn as you get older. When you're younger, you're going to look a certain way. You want to wear a certain clothes. You want to drive a certain car. Bernice Ross actually talked about how it took her a while to get over that, but being vulnerable brings people to you. It draws them to you. And opening up and saying that what's not right. And as you know, that I do a lot of that on to 70 and Beyond. My life is kind of an open book. So what is it about your life that you can make yourself more authentic and be more vulnerable and be more open? If there's something that is really wrong or you don't like about yourself, what is it that you can do to fix it? Maybe it's a training, maybe it's coaching, maybe it's just talking to somebody, having a mentor, or having a good friend that you just say, okay, I don't like this about myself. What can I do about it? I used to really be obsessed over being too short. I'm 5'2" and a half. Don't forget that. And I haven't shrunk any. That's a good sign. I used to be upset because I was too short and I was too fat. And I'm never going to be skinny. I've got German stock in me, so I'm going to be short and stocky. I'm 73 now. I guess I'm not going to change now. But the bottom line is, what is it? And maybe it's not something you can fix physically, but you certainly can fix how you think about it. And one of the tips that I like to tell people is, if there's something you don't like about your life or your work or your family or whatever it is, write it down. Write it down and look at it and say, okay, what are the gifts and the opportunities from this particular thing? And write those down, and then create an affirmation that you can then turn your thought process around. And every time you have that thought, I'm too fat, I'm too old, I'm too this, I'm too that, you go to that affirmation and say, I'm so happy and grateful that I'm living a beautiful life at 73, and that I'm short, and it's just what it is. But you know what? I haven't shrunk any either. So just find the gifts and the opportunities in all of that. And I really think you'll find that you can then live your life by design. Those crystalline moments will keep showing up. And if you listen to your instincts, and when you have those conversations with yourself that are to keep away from the negative, then you'll be able to have a very authentic, relatable life. So being vulnerable and allowing that to happen, and then knowing, hey, this isn't so bad. I want to give you a good example. So I've been obsessing over the crisis knowledge management certification, because it's been a year since we went. Our first live hybrid course was on March 18th of last year. And I've been obsessed over the fact that I wanted to have more CKM advisors out there. Well, I'm putting together the list of all the CKM advisors, and we're going right at 40, considering there was a pandemic and the real estate business was busy and everybody was busy trying to figure out how to live their lives in this new normal. I'm saying grateful. I'm so grateful that we have what we have, and that we're moving forward, and there's great things happening right now. So allowing yourself to be vulnerable, looking at the things that you think are wrong, finding the gifts and opportunities, and all of that will totally help you to create your life by design. Okay, well, I want to thank Barb Betts for her beautiful words of wisdom and her vulnerability and her authenticity, because she truly is a real leader, not just in the real estate business, but in her life and for others around her. So thanks very much, Barbara. All right, everybody. It is Saturday. I hope I'm in LA. I'm going to be here for the rest of this week and going home probably next Sunday. I've got a lot of people to see and do, so I hope it's a very productive week. And I'm super excited about catching up with some of my friends I haven't seen in a very, very, very long time. I hope you have a beautiful day, a beautiful week, And I will see you next week. I'm not sure where I'll be coming from next week. I can't really come from my sister's house. Her internet isn't strong enough. So I'll have to find another spot. But anyway, I hope you have a beautiful week and that everything is fabulous. Take care now. Bye.